I can't honestly say that there was ever a moment where I thought ahead of time that it was going to end up being as catastrophic as it ended up being.
When I woke up that morning, my backyard was full of water.
Just kept rising to the point that they finally said, "You're beyond our models, and we don't really know what it's going to do."
Next thing I knew, the water was up to the top of my house, right to the pitch of my house, and like everything was gone.
There were some counties like Jones County, parts of Lenore County, that were getting to close to being 70% inundated.
The whole town was underwater for 10 days.
It was a time where people were scared, they were shocked, there was a great deal of uncertainty.
I don't think you will ever recover if you live 50 years.
Centered 165 miles just east of Cape Hatteras, North Carolina. And it's still packing winds. Now the winds are down to about 80 miles per hour, and it's slowly moving off towards the east-northeast. Well, wind certainly is the big story for many coastal areas this morning, and we have reporters who are reporting live about what's been happening along the beach. Right now we have Mike Seidel in Nags Head, North Carolina. Good morning, Mike. What's the latest in your area?
And sure, good morning. The wind is back up this morning. We've got another one of those tropical rain squalls, one of the outer bands from Hurricane Dennis rolling in on the outer banks here, and so the winds again are gusting up over 50 miles an hour. And we're getting that horizontal rain combined with the sand, which we've seen so much of the past couple of days. Yesterday we had wind gusts in excess of hurricane force. Ocracoke Island with a wind gust of 100 miles an hour. And those hurricane force wind gusts caused all kinds of problems, and they continue today with power outages. The power is out here at our hotel.
Let's check out the latest satellite picture from Hurricane Dennis. And again, this hurricane is simply not budging anytime soon. So we're going to be having this hurricane to deal with at least for the next couple of days or so. And it continues to spin in some moisture and likewise.
At 2 p.m., Hurricane Dennis at 35.2 north, 73.2 west, about 135 miles east of Cape Hatteras, North Carolina. The good news, it is a minimal hurricane. The bad news, that minimal hurricane has turned around and appears to be angling westward at 5 miles per hour, pressure 29.03 inches. The hurricane itself appears to be wanting to angle westward, and that pretty much jives with what we're thinking now. It looks like there's a big high to the north, and it's kind of building over towards Bermuda to the east. It is effectively cutting it off at the pass. If anything, it will likely angle very slowly westward over the next few days. And right now it's out there sitting over the very warm Gulf Stream. Water temperatures on average about 82 to 85 degrees, and literally it is feasting on this. We've had a little
Floyd is moving west-northwest at 12. The pressure has fallen precipitously in the last couple of hours. In fact, we noticed a 10 millibar pressure drop from 995 to 985 millibars in just 2 hours, and that is a sign, one sign, there could be rapid strengthening underway. And again, officially, Floyd is now a hurricane with 80-mile-per-hour sustained winds. Colorized satellite picture shows the very heavy convection thunderstorm activity wrapping around the center of circulation. Floyd is a large, minimal hurricane. The outflow in the upper levels remains excellent. So that's high pressure aloft, hot sea surface temperatures. Now that we're near the peak of the hurricane season, all indications point towards further strengthening. The official forecast indeed brings Floyd up to major hurricane status within the next 3 days. Floyd will continue to move west-northwest, clipping the islands down here, and by next week, might possibly have an influence on the eastern coast of the United States. Of course, that is a very long-range forecast. A lot could happen between now and then, but some of our computer charts suggest Floyd will come very close to the east coast Tuesday or Wednesday.
22.7 north and 64.5 west, centering the hurricane 310 miles north-northeast of San Juan. Winds, again, very strong, Category 2 at 110 miles per hour, moving west-northwest. There is a chance that we may get this hurricane to move north, a la Dennis did a few weeks ago, and then maybe make the curve, or recurve, hopefully, and maybe not directly affect the U.S., maybe not make a landfall. That is the hope here. But it's going to be a real close call if that does happen. And there's probably at least an equal chance at this point that we are going to get a major impact along the southeast coast of the U.S. sometime toward midweek. So this is one that really needs to be watched because we do think it will intensify and become a major hurricane within the next day or so. And there is the prospect of even further intensification. We've got to watch this one closely, folks. For the very latest information on this very powerful hurricane, we go to senior weather specialist Stu Ostro. Stu?
Thank you, Jeff. Indeed, we have a Category 4 hurricane on our hands. For folks who might have not tuned in since earlier today, it was a Category 2 at the very start of the day, then a 3, now a Category 4. And there it is, 931 millibars of pressure, been steadily coming down during the day, and then during the last 12 hours or so, it really took a dip, 145 miles per hour, and continuing to move to the west at 14 miles per hour. This is the very latest information.
Tonight, as a matter of fact, and tomorrow. Notice the eye. Continuing to move west, very ominous, as it gets closer to Florida. This is the track of Hurricane Floyd. It was a tropical depression, the yellow dots, became a tropical storm and then named Tropical Storm Floyd, the orange dots. Then it gains hurricane force winds, 74 miles per hour. Now look at them, 155. A hurricane continuing to move just to the north of west, right through the central and northern Bahamas. That's why a hurricane warning is in effect. A hurricane warning, by the way, is an advisory for people in the affected area that hurricane conditions, seas, flooding, tremendous rains, hurricane force winds, are due in the next 24 hours.
Just rate those two islands, that's Great Abaco and Little Abaco. And we had one report earlier this afternoon of winds up to 150 miles an hour there. We don't know if that's verified. Also, a barometer reading of 929 millibars, which is the lowest pressure we've seen in the storm this afternoon. But I'd like to make a comment or two about the storm. Number one, it certainly has made this turn toward the northwest that we've been anticipating. You can see that this movement over the last several hours has been due northwest.
The latest infrared satellite imagery here, I put a dot on where the system was at the start of the loop down here, and a dot on where it is right now. And if you drew a continued line there, it would go right into Charleston or very close to it. But we do expect it to take a little more northward turn through time. So here's the track so far. We could continue that on and take a more northward turn. It's too early to tell exactly where landfall is, but all of these areas need to be very, very cautious.
This is going to be a huge threat all along the coast with the potential for incredible amounts of rain, 5 inches plus, and some of these areas, including North Carolina, eastern North Carolina, we have already seen as much as 6 to 8 inches of rainfall, so the ground's already saturated.